Alright, what it do YouTube? We back with another video. So today we're going to be installing the Lakewood drag shocks and struts. I already got the shocks on, the 50/50 rear shocks. I already installed those. I did that last weekend because I started a new job and I've been very busy. I know that's my excuse every single time, but it's true. So for today we're going to be installing the 70/30 front struts for the car. And don't take it from me, I have no idea what the 70/30 means or the 50/50. If somebody knows what that means for the Lakewood drag shocks and struts, please do let me know down below. I don't want to give you guys false information and then you guys start grilling me in the comment section. But so we're gonna get started with that. What I'm about to do right now is we're about to lift the car up in the air, and after we lift it up, I'm gonna go eat real quick, and I'm gonna show you guys the product and what we got going on. Let's get it. So hopefully you guys can see this. There we go. Lakewood drag shocks are installed. These are their 50/50 series. Hold on. There we go. And the exhaust is dumped for you guys that don't know that. Alright guys, so here we go. We got the Lakewood drag strut here. This baby is the 70/30 series. Like I said, I have no idea what that means. Don't grill me in the comment section. Please do let me know what that means. They also have the 90/10 series, which is not suitable for the street. Here are the GT500 strut mounts. I'm sure those are going to be bad, so we're definitely going to replace those as well. That's a common problem with this car, is that the strut mounts usually go bad. Well, most things go bad, unfortunately. But anyway, so we're gonna get right into this. Like I said, I already installed the shocks on this. I just want to show you guys something real quick. This side over here, this shock was a biatch to put on. I'm not sure if it's like that for other people as well, but I do know for a fact that this one would not go in there. It just would not fit. I don't know if it's that my axle flange or whatever you want to call that is bent or what, but I really had to use 3 different hammers to try and get that thing in there. I mean, hopefully you guys have better luck than I did. It took me, I want to say, at least 8 hours to finish that side up, which is a shame. But we're gonna see how long this takes me. This might take me even longer, just because the rear is supposed to be easy and the front is somewhat difficult. Say hi to my nephew. He's gonna be helping me out with the install. What's up, broski? Say hi to the family. What's up? He's a good kid. Hopefully one day he'll be driving. He'll be driving the Mustang one day. He'll be driving the Mustang. He's gonna be taking over the legacy. Anyway, let's jump into this, guys. We're wasting so much time. Ain't got that much sunlight left. Well, somewhat. So here we go. Alright guys, so we're on top of the wood now. And we're gonna see if this jack will fit on the K-member now. I'm gonna give this back to my nephew, have him record it again, see if we can get it going. Well guys, this is already starting to look like a nightmare. I'm sure you guys can see it by now. Look at all of this rust. Oh boy. I just pray that once I take the bolt off, I can even put it back in. Like, look at this one. This one is, oh, let's see if it'll focus. Like, look at that. Like, that is just, that is gonna be a nightmare. Oh my gosh. And I think it's like that on both sides. Oh boy, but the show must go on. We've got to get it done. I think I'm going to start with the driver's side first. Alright, so first thing up, guys, we got to remove the 10mm that's holding the brake line, which is right here. You're going to need a 10mm deep socket to get that bad baby out. And of course, you know we got the 12 pack of reds. So we're going to be good. Alright guys, so far so good. First we took out the 10mm brake line thing. These two were 18mm, took that out, and this was an 18mm but a deep socket that you had to use. These I used open-ended wrenches, and this is a 10mm deep socket. So we got those bad boys out. Things are looking okay. This install is just a little tedious, just a little bit, not too bad, it's nothing crazy. So now we're gonna go ahead and take these 4 bolts off. Leave this one, obviously. You don't want that spring coming out and hurting someone or hurting yourself. These are 13mm, I believe, and I'm gonna use an open-ended wrench for these, obviously. So let's go ahead and take it off, and I'll update you guys once I get the assembly out. Alright, here we go guys. So we got the spring assembly out. It's right over here. Just try to keep it away from you as best as possible. You just don't want that thing going off and hitting yourself or hitting anybody. But look at the GT5, well, not the GT500 strut mounts, I'm bugging. The GT strut mounts. These things are, to me they look like they're shot. I'm sure once I take this thing off it's probably going to fall apart. Let's pray that I get the spring compressor on there safely without any injuries or anything along those lines. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. This is my little ghetto setup that I have going on here to support the lower control arm and the brake and everything. Block of wood, jack, obviously the tires, just in case the car falls. Alright guys, so there's a couple of key points I just wanted to make about this install is the spring compressors. Before you guys go out and use these in the directions, for these specific ones, I know there's different kinds of spring compressors, but for these specific ones, you have to make sure you oil this shaft here. If you don't, you're going to run into a really big issue when you're going ahead and you're turning it. It's going to get stuck, and it's going to take you about what, 5 hours like it took me to compress a spring. Okay, maybe I'm over exaggerating, but it took me a long time. So do make sure that you have some motor oil on hand or something that can, you know, provide some lubricant to that shaft. So I got one side done, as you guys can see. I got one of them in here, and this was not too bad to get in here. The hardest part was compressing the spring. Other than that, it wasn't that bad to get in there. Get it up on top. I just got to tighten everything down. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and tackle the other side. This side may be a little bit easier since I know what I'm doing now. Okay, so this is what I was trying to explain to you guys before, is only one of the spring compressors is going to be able to compress 3 coils, and the other one has to compress 4. Now this is like this for the stock springs. I'm not sure if it's going to vary for lowering springs. I'm sure there's going to be a difference, but for this application I had to do it on 3 coils, and this one over here on 4 coils. Alright, now, so we got the spring off, you guys. And now what I wanted to show you guys is, please don't cheap out and not get new strut mounts. This is not supposed to come apart like this, but it fell apart when I took off. Look at that. This thing is destroyed. And they had these little beads in it. I'm not sure what these are, but yeah, so it fell apart. Here's the GT500 strut mount that I'm going to be putting on. This is the new one. It's going to be going on the Lakewood strut. Please don't cheap out. Buy new ones. These things are no good. And I mean, I had 130k miles on these suspension parts. Also, just another quick little tip, you guys. See this arrow right here? The arrow right there, make sure it's facing aligned with this right here. So that way when you put it back in the car, it lines up correctly. So once you tighten it down, make sure this is facing down like this against this, and make sure it's pointing outwards against the car. So let me just show you guys real quick what I mean. So here, if the arrow is not facing this way, it's not going to line up. And if it's not lined up with this, you're not going to be able to bolt it back in. So just make sure that that arrow is facing outwards from the car, outwards, and it should fit. Definitely don't want to have to recompress the spring and do all that other extra stuff, because it takes like 30 minutes just to compress the damn spring. So that's that. Now we're going to retighten it, put it down, and put it back in the car. Alrighty guys, so it looks like we've got both of them on there, and strapped in. Let's go check the other one. Let's see. Yep, look at that. Got both of these bad babies in. And now we're about to get it back on the ground and take it for a test drive, and hopefully everything goes smooth. I really don't have to bolt anything else together or have anything break. Yeah. Oh yeah, and just a quick note, you guys. I'm not sure if this is gonna be an issue with anybody else's Mustang, but mine, the stabilizer end link right here is ripped. I wish you guys could see that. Right here, the boot is ripped and it's leaking. I had no idea that was going to be a problem, so I didn't buy a new one, but I'm probably going to go ahead and purchase one today and put it on next weekend, not this weekend. So let's get this car back on the ground. Alright guys, so the battery died on my car, or at least I hope it died and it's not the starter or something. So here we go. Got the C300 charging her up, and we should be good to go. So make sure. This car is so beautiful. Needs to be washed though. Just like my car, it needs a good old wash down.
Let's see. Yeah.
Alright you guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. I took GT out for a test drive. I didn't record it because I just wanted to make sure all the bolts were tightened down and nothing was going to come apart. We're going to save the hard pulls for the drag strip. Maybe this Saturday, I don't know yet. I have a long work week ahead of me. So we'll see. If Saturday works, there'll be a video up Sunday. If not, then there'll be no video Sunday, obviously. But there's something else I want to talk to. Oh yeah, so what I had planned to do was, I was going to do the 351 Windsor swap. Completely, that's not going to happen. There's just too much that's going to go into it, and I'm going to be going back to school for the vet stuff, and it's just not going to work out. So all that aside, we're going to either go with the Department of Boost supercharger, which is what I'm saving up for now, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be what I go for. For those of you that don't know, the Department of Boost supercharger is basically a manifold that allows you to use the GT500 supercharger from the 07, I believe, right? 07? Correct me if I'm wrong down there, guys. 07 to the 13 GT500 superchargers. And you can also use, I think, a Kenny Bell 2.8 supercharger as well. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to get an 08 supercharger from the GT500, and then once we build the motor, we'll go ahead and move up to either a 13 GT500 supercharger or the Kenny Bell. I don't know yet. That's way ahead of us, but I'm saving up for the supercharger. It's get bigger cams. We're definitely locking the cam phasers out. That's a big, these cars, man, you gotta lock that shit out. I don't care what anybody says, I'm locking mine out. That's gonna be that, guys. I mean, anything else we'll cover in another video. That's gonna be that, and as always, have a good one, guys.